Yes. What's good, everybody? Nick Dais here, checking in to talk about the New York Knicks and some of the rumors that are circulating this franchise. Let's go back to Wednesday night where the New York Knicks took on the Phoenix Suns, in which many people in New York coined it the Tank Bowl. Yes, the Tank Bowl. A matchup between two of the worst teams, actually the two worst teams in the NBA. The Knicks and the Suns have the two worst records in the league, and it is the Tank Bowl. And the main reason why we're coining this the Tank Bowl is because everyone's beloved eye is on one guy, and that is Zion Williamson from Duke. The Duke small forward comes in at 6'7", 285 pounds, and he is a human highlight reel. This guy was a viral sensation many years ago with all those alley-oop dunks and one-handed windmills that he was throwing around in high school. And then what's happened now is during his time at Duke, he's become the consensus #1 overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft. So a matchup that featured two teams that are at the moment responsible for the two worst records in the NBA. It was only a matter of time before we realized who really wants Zion more. Let's take a look at this list over here, and it's the 5 worst teams in the NBA that are in the running for the Zion Williamson sweepstakes. From worst to first being the worst record in the NBA, we got the Atlanta Hawks, the Chicago Bulls, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Phoenix Suns, and yes, my beloved New York Knicks at the moment have the worst record in the NBA. So my question to you guys watching this video, and leave a comment below, who would you like to see Zion Williams go to? Now, I'm a little biased as a Knicks fan. I would like to see him go to New York. But, you know, there's a nice young core in Chicago with Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen. We saw Phoenix take DeAndre Ayton with the first pick last year, and they got a stud in Devin Booker. Trae Young is starting to come along with Collins over there in Atlanta. So there's some young pieces that you can maybe see get paired up with Zion Williamson and make noise in the future. With this being a lost season for the New York Knicks, we have discovered, though, a couple of hidden gems. Not all things are going bad in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, and here's why. One of the many gems this season has been undrafted free agent point guard Allonzo Trier. Yes, undrafted free agent, meaning 60 names got called and his did not, coming out of Arizona. He was the first two-way player in the NBA to get a contract this year. And you might be wondering, what the hell is a two-way player? That is a guy that is with the G League team, this one being the Westchester Knicks and the New York Knicks. So he had dual responsibilities playing on both teams, but was the first player that went undrafted, that was playing in the G League, to sign a two-way contract. So Allonzo Trier has become one of the hidden gems this year. Since the All-Star break, off the bench, he's averaging around 19 points per game. He has been a spark off the bench. He's been a key piece to the lonely bright spots in the New York Knicks season this year. Along with Allonzo Trier has been the absolute gem and steal of the second round in last year's draft, and that is one Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, the former McDonald's All-American, was going to be a unanimous top 15 pick. He was a lottery pick coming out of that McDonald's All-American game, but he had some issues in college, and then he ended up foregoing his college career, and he went on to just train for the NBA draft. Missed out on the combine also, but ended up becoming the 36th overall pick in the second round, and it is about time that the Knicks hit on a second round draft pick. You know, the most well-known second-round draft pick in the NBA, in my opinion, is Draymond Green. And you've seen that dynamic that he has in Golden State with the Splash Brothers and Kevin Durant. He's one of the many reasons why Golden State has been such a powerhouse the last couple of seasons. But Mitchell Robinson in particular is an absolute human highlight reel when it comes to blocking the ball. He is top 3 since the All-Star break amongst rookies in blocks and rebounds. And he's not even playing much. Look, one thing that the Knicks are doing is they're embracing the tank, right? One of my favorite Kid Cudi songs is Embrace the Martian. Knicks fans and the Knicks organization, they're embracing the tank. And what they're doing is they're not really playing Mitchell Robinson as much as they should be. They're playing guys like DeAndre Jordan over him. And DeAndre Jordan, at this point of his career, he's kind of a liability. So Mitchell Robinson has been an absolute gem of a discovery by the New York Knicks organization. Now, the big question is, how are you going to develop these guys? How are you going to develop Allonzo Trier, Mitchell Robinson, and hell, even Dennis Smith Jr. has been balling since he got traded from the Mavericks to the New York Knicks. So, with all these young pieces intact, the big question is, what big free agent is going to come on over to New York? Who's going to be that guy that's going to come and join this young core? And the big name that everyone has their fingers crossed here in the Big Apple is one, Kevin Durant. Now, as you pull up Kevin Durant's player card, the Knicks are in the sweepstakes for one Kevin Durant. And the main reason why is because this is the summer of Kevin Durant. He is the big name that's going to be available this summer. Don't forget, Anthony Davis, the other big name, he's still under contract. So the only way you can really get AD this offseason is you're going to have to trade for him. But as far as free agency goes, Kevin Durant is the one name that is on everyone's wish list. And the Knicks being one of them. So Kevin Durant is in the sweepstakes, is in the Knicks sweepstakes to get him. So one of the main reasons why he might come to New York is, look, he cares about his image, right? He has burner accounts. He got exposed by tweeting some stuff, defending himself from another account. So he clearly cares about his image. His image has been absolutely scarred ever since he left Oklahoma City the way that he did, and he joined the juggernaut in Golden State. So Kevin Durant, one way you can repair your image, my friend, is you come on over to New York. We'll welcome you with open arms. And hey, we were going to build a statue for Jeremy Lin if he just won, when he won 7 games in a row, right? Linsanity took over the city. Now imagine if you were to make a deep playoff run or even potentially lift that Larry O'Brien trophy here in New York City. Hell, they might make you, who knows what they'll do. They might name the garden after you. But that's one reason why the Knicks are in the sweepstakes. Another reason why is Kevin Durant's media company and a lot of other of his businesses are now being moved or are originally based out of New York City. And most importantly, his agent, Rich Kleiman, is a notorious big Knicks fan, right? So with all those things coming into play, it seems like Kevin Durant might make his way over to the Big Apple, and we're hoping so. We're hoping so. But recently, according to one Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, he came out and said that he's hearing some rumblings that New York is in play. But it's not just the Knicks. There's another team in New York, guys, and that is the Brooklyn Nets. And apparently, and the quote is, "Excuse me, we said New York, but who said the Knicks?" Now, what that does is that absolutely tears my heart apart, because now the Nets, who are playing for a playoff seeding this year, because let's remember, this is one of the few years, excuse me, that the Nets actually have one of their own draft picks. So they have no incentive to tank, unlike the Knicks, who have a draft pick, but they're not in the playoff hunt. So the Nets are in the playoff contention, and you got to look at the two cores. So I want you guys to weigh in the comments below. Let me know, if you were Kevin Durant, which core would you go to if you had the option? Would you go to New York and play with the Knicks, or would you go to New York and play with the Nets, right? The Nets have some nice young pieces with Allen, Joe Harris, who won the three-point contest, and D'Angelo Russell. And then you look on the flip side, the other team in the Big Apple, you have a really young core there, and they're cheap, which is why this is such a big summer for both teams. The New York Knicks have enough space for 2 max players, and the players that are being rumored are Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But the main reason why is some of these guys that the New York Knicks have, and even the Brooklyn Nets, they're cheap, right? Allonzo Trier is on a really cheap contract. Kevin Knox is on a rookie deal. Mitchell Robinson is on a rookie deal. And so is Dennis Smith Jr. So they have room to bring in 2 free agents. The big one being Kevin Durant. But rumor has it, folks, rumor has it, that it's almost inevitable that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are going to bring their talents to the same team. It is rumored that it might be one of the teams in New York, in particular the New York Knicks. So with that being said, subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsports, and we'll be coming at you with more and more content about the New York Knicks.